Hello, welcome back to another cave update. As you can see, work in progress again. Some boarding on the trestles ready to be cut. Quite a bit of progress since you were last here. Dun, dun, dun. Right, so what have I done? The walls, I can't remember last time if I'd finished all of the walls. But yes, the walls are completed all the way around. The only thing that's not done is the gable. I'll explain why in just a minute. But yes, that's all done, finished, and it looks lovely. And just this afternoon or this morning, I finished the roof. The roof is all done. If I come back here, I can't get a wide enough angle on this lens. I'll come back here. Hopefully you can see that. That's the roof, all finished. So that's all done, again with 25mm Recticel or Kingspan, whatever you want to call it, and then 11mm OSB over the top of it, and it looks really good. There's a few bits where I need to sort of batten it up, as I've done there. If you see on that wall there, I can't step on it because I've just glued the floorboards down, but I've got 3 battens up against that wall, just because where the uprights are, I can't get 2 uprights close enough to pull the boards together tight. They're just the nearest fixing point's too far over. So what I've done there, I've run some no more nails down the gap, which you can probably see that grey smudge, and then I've essentially put these 3 battens across and screwed them tight, so it's essentially pulled the 2 boards together. So now that no nails has gone off, I can just whip the battens off and hopefully the board should stay. I'll do the same with these here. Look, there's another one there that hasn't quite sat properly, and another one just here. So if I carefully step over here, I can show you that that's just springing there. So it just needs a bit of adhesive in there, batten it up, leave it overnight, and that will be hunky-dory. Up in the middle, it's the first time I've done anything like this, so I'm sort of making it up as I go along. On the apex, behind here is a bit of this 2x2 that's on an angle. It's on its end, so essentially like a diamond point, if you like. So it's really hard to screw anything to it. So I was left with quite a big gap, and it just looked a bit untidy, but I had a load of these 7mm offcuts. So I've essentially put 7mm offcuts all the way down to make like an apex line, just to tidy it up a bit. Once that's painted up, that'll look okay, I reckon. Little bits of filler to go in here and there, a little bit above that window. I need to put a bit of cork or something in. But other than that, that's all well and good. And it's been a big job, and working overhead, it's killed my arms and my shoulder and my neck because I'm working up above me all the time. But I'm glad it's finished, put it that way, and I'm quite impressed with how well I've done, because I've never tried anything like that before. So yeah, well, cool. So anyway, the gables. Why have I not done the gables yet? Well, I've run out of insulation, so I need 1, 2, 3 sections of insulation on this side, and then on the front I need 1, 2 little bits, not much. I could probably make it up with the offcuts of the Recticel that I've got left, but they're a bit big, and it's going to be, I mean, you can see some of these here, I've sort of jigsawed them together, which I'll tape over with some foil tape just to give it a bit more structure. But I'm going to see what I've got left when I finish doing the floor, which I've started this afternoon. So this is taking quite a bit of playing around before I've finally settled on what I want to do. So I'm actually using, initially I was going to just chuck some, I think I said before, I was just going to chuck some of that bubble wrap insulation down, the foil covered bubble wrap stuff, chuck a carpet over the top, and that'll do. But I'm worried about excessive wear on this floor with me rolling around on a wheelchair. So I wasn't sure that was going to be good, and plus it probably wasn't going to be all that warm and stuff anyway. So I thought about using the Recticel, the 25mm Kingspan stuff, but that's really expensive. It's like 25-30 quid a sheet, and I've spent a load of money. So I was trying to sort of think about the budget, and then when I did a bit of research, it seemed that there was no advantage in using that stuff for the floor over this. This is B&Q's brand Jablite, but essentially it's 25mm polystyrene sheeting. That's all it is. It's a little bit squishy, but obviously when you've got the way it's spread over it, it's quite solid. So I decided to use that because it's about half the price of the Kingspan stuff. In fact, probably a bit less than that. So I bought a load of that, and I wanted some 18mm chipboard to put over the top, which is kind of what I'm using, if you can see that. 18mm tongue and groove chipboard flooring. However, this isn't chipboard as such, this is OSB. I phoned Jewson's to order it, and they said, oh, we don't do chipboard, we do OSB. Which is even better because obviously it's stronger and tougher and all the rest of it. So it's all I mean, it's really good finish on it. It's really smooth finish as well, and that's going to last for an awfully long time, I reckon. So you may notice that it's just there's no frame underneath. It's just lying straight on top of the polystyrene, which I thought was a bit strange. However, this morning I realised that I didn't have a frame to screw the floor to, so I thought I'd better put that right and build a frame. I've got a pack of timber in the garage which I'm going to use to make my paint racks. Now that's no good for building a frame for the floor, but I figured the lengths are the same, the dimensions are the same as there would be for 2x2 or whatever I was going to use for the floor. So I got it out and I started laying it out just to size it up. And I figured the best way to do it was to basically centre it so that these sheets of insulation would just drop straight into the gaps to make my life easier. So I was trying to measure it up like that. So I was putting a batten down, then a sheet of insulation, a batten, and a sheet of insulation. And on the back of this leaflet, this thing on the front, it just fell on the floor, and I happened to catch a glance of it, and it actually tells you how to use this particular insulation with all different types of flooring: suspended floors, concrete floors, carpeted floors, whatever. And it actually says for chipboard flooring, which is for all intents and purposes what I'm using here, to not put it on a frame, just to drop it straight on top of the polystyrene. And I thought, that doesn't sound right, surely not. So I had a bit of another read, and I read it again, and I did another bit of looking on the internet, and sure enough, that's what it says to do. Just drop it straight on top with no frame. So that's what I've done. I tested it. I laid some polystyrene down, and I joined up a couple of the tongue and groove sheets and sort of walked around in it a little bit, and it's amazingly solid. So yeah, and that was unglued as well. So now that this is all glued into place, that should be solid. The only thing I'm slightly worried about is because there's nothing fixing it. Obviously, I've got a gap. You can probably see there's an 11mm gap all the way around the edge, which I've just used offcuts of the OSB to keep the gaps uniform. So obviously, once I take those out, effectively the floor is going to be floating, which is a little bit concerning. I'm sure once all my cabinets and everything else is on it and it's weighed down, I'm sure it won't go anywhere. But I think what I'm going to do is just fix it through into the joists which run underneath the floor. I've marked, I don't know if you can see on the wall there, I've marked on the wall with just a pencil line where the joists are running underneath. So I can, once it's all down and dry, I'll just go along and I'll either put some long nails or just bang some screws in, just to give it a little bit of extra stability. But yeah, so hopefully this should be finished by the end of the day. Got a family day out tomorrow, so that's going to put things on hold. But once that's done and I've got the gables done, I'm ready to paint. And that shouldn't take me very long because I'm using an electric spray gun for that. So a couple of coats of primer, so that maybe a morning by the time I let each coat dry, and then a few coats of emulsion over the top. So hopefully I should be in here by the weekend. The only thing I haven't got is electrics. I haven't got an electrician yet. I've got a guy coming to do some gardening. He's put a path out the front and stuff for me next week. So I'm going to speak to him because he's local, so hopefully he'll know a good electrician. If not, but for now, I'm just going to run off that 4-way extension lead. I'll manage for now. It's not ideal, but it'll do. Just for a week or two until I get an electrician in. So that's it. Floor is on its way. Walls are up. Roof is up. Eyes are happy Teddy. I'm one step closer. I'm doing very little modelling at the minute because I'm so focused on this. But we're getting there. We're getting there. So thanks very much for watching, and hopefully next time I come back to you, this will all be painted and probably fitted out as well, which would be cool. So thanks for watching, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Cheers now. Bye-bye.